Round 3, I'll be doing this brand new. It is kind of like a documentary style. This drama series just dropped on Netflix called The Diamond Heist. And watching this, it is kind of like documentary series, if I'm being honest here, because that's what it felt like when I was watching it. So this is, I had no idea. This is actually from Guy Ritchie. So that explains why this documentary, it is very high budget, high end looking, and it looks really good when I was watching it. And once again, if you know how Guy Ritchie's movies are, watching this documentary, you feel those things when you watch it. So because personally I didn't know this was from Guy Ritchie, because before I watch any show or movie, I don't actually Google any director or anything, because it ruins your watching experience. So even if you don't know, it's from Guy Ritchie. So if you have seen any Guy Ritchie's movies and even show, you will get all the things he does. So this is overall, like, it is very entertaining heist drama, I will say. And in this documentary, it tried to show you from both perspective. The person who's trying to rob all this diamond, it shows you from their perspective. And also it shows you all this cop, they're chasing all this criminal who's trying to rob the diamond. It also shows their perspective. So while I thought listening to both of these people's perspective was quite interesting, but sometimes all this dramatic thing it was happening on screen, it really took me out of this documentary a couple of times. If I'm being honest here, it's too much exaggerated here about the characters, their backstory. That personally, I was like, what is going on here? Like, what? Especially if you are watching this as a documentary, you feel like, oh, stop doing all this exaggeration about the characters. It's too much. So this is not a drama series you're watching. This is a documentary, true crime stuff. So that is really unnecessary. I felt like when I was watching it, from Guy Ritchie to doing all this thing, the fact that Netflix gave him all this money to do this, I was just like, what? Especially it does give you a backstory about, the England back then, how it was, Britain back then, how it was, and how they used to be top of the thing. It shows you Princess Diana and Spicy Girl and everything. And I was there thinking, how is that relevant to this Diamond Heist? This documentary really, it takes a lot of detour, like, but I guess end of the day, as I saying all this thing, it was very entertaining. It was very dramatized. But is it necessary? That is what I have to ask here. But I feel like a lot of people will be shocked watching it. They're like, what is going on? But I feel like when we go to the Diamond Heist part, which is in episode 3, the show really felt like, what? Overall, though, it was still very entertaining. I guess it's depend on the audience how they will feel. But I'm just giving the heads up. This is really like some of the scene when they do the dramatization. People are acting it out for you. It was really unnecessary. I personally, whenever I'm watching documentary, I want them to show real clip. It does have some real clip here, like when you go to the episode 3, but it's just not enough. It's too much dramatization. Like, it took me out a couple of times, but end of the day, I feel like it still is very entertaining. A lot of people will enjoy this. I really like all the scene where they explain you the diamonds coming from and everything. I didn't like the guy who was like the person who is about to rob the diamond, like their perspective. Didn't like those part, honestly. I did like when they're doing the investigation and when they actually go to the actual heist. I did like those part. Overall, I feel like this documentary, it was just okay for me personally. It really unnecessary, all the dramatization and this high budget. Like, I don't get this. But again, this kind of documentaries are a huge hit on Netflix, and that's my thought on this. I thought it was just okay. If you enjoyed my this review on this documentary, do my other reviews on other documentary series. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Please take care.